The void you stare into has started staring back. It recognizes you. My child, stop scrolling right now. This is not a coincidence. You were drawn here by a force far greater than the algorithm, because the spiritual void you have been staring into, that emptiness you feel when you are supposed to be happy, it has begun to stare back at you, and in its cold, silent reflection, it has recognized the divine fire that you have been trying to hide. That feeling you get that you are an outsider looking in, even with your own family, even in your own home, that is your spirit telling you that you are different, set apart for a reason. You are not meant to blend in. You are meant to be a lighthouse, and the people who tried to dim your light are about to be exposed by the very darkness they created. The spiritual window for your complete, irreversible financial and emotional turnaround is opening right now, this very moment. What happens in the next 3 hours will set the course for the rest of your year. Your attention right now is your most powerful asset. Do not move from this spot until you have absorbed every single word. The angels are moving on your behalf between now and sunrise tomorrow. I see you. You are the one who checks on everyone else, but who checks on you. I see the weight you carry in the quiet moments after everyone else is asleep, scrolling through your phone, looking for an answer, looking for a sign, thinking you have to solve this alone. You don't. The memory of a specific door closing in your past, a missed opportunity you still think about, a chance you felt was snatched away from you. God is about to open a gate for you, not just a door, but a magnificent gate of iron and gold. But you must pay attention to the signal. The signal is the feeling that you are being watched, not in a scary way, but in a way that suggests the universe is finally lining up to respond to your deepest, quietest cry. You have been walking through a desert, not because you lacked faith, but because the person, or people, closest to you have been subtly, secretly siphoning your energy, your luck, your divine flow. I am talking about the person who smiled at your face but spoke against you when you weren't there. The one who pretended to offer help but actually created more confusion. They saw the light in you, and they thought if they couldn't have it, they would put a blanket over it. That silent injustice you have carried since your childhood, the feeling that you always had to fight harder than everyone else just to get to the starting line, that is about to be corrected. This correction is already in motion and will show its first sign before the clock strikes 4 p.m. today in your specific time zone. I want you to think about the color green right now. Not a lush, beautiful green, but the pale, sickly green of envy. That is the color of the invisible chain that has held you back. The antagonist in your story is not some stranger far away. It is someone whose hands you have shaken, whose table you have sat at. This person, this soul, has been jealous of the potential they saw in you, a potential they know they could never match. And because of their bitterness, they have tried to poison your garden. They have created small, consistent obstacles in your path, a job interview you thought you nailed but didn't get, a small sum of money that just vanished when you needed it most, a sudden argument that ruined a beautiful day. These were not accidents. These were tiny, wicked darts thrown from the shadows by someone who wanted to see you fail quietly. but their time is done. Their power is dissolving into the thin air, just like a bad dream upon waking. The darkness they created is now turning back on them. The void that recognizes you is now demanding justice on your behalf. The pressure they have been under, that stress they have been feeling lately, is the hand of the divine pushing back. They have been trying to fix a problem, a leak in their own life, but every attempt they make just makes it worse. This is the sign that the reversal has begun. Do not wait until Monday for this. The angels are moving on your behalf between now and sunrise tomorrow. This divine deadline is for this today. The spiritual window is closing at midnight. To activate the exposure, you must perform a very simple, sacred ritual. It requires nothing but your intention and your belief. I want you to go to the nearest source of water. If you are inside, go to the sink. If you are outside, find a puddle or a natural stream. Take a single drop of water, just one drop, and touch it to your forehead, right between your eyes. This is the spiritual eye-opening. As you do this, I want you to whisper just 3 words, and those words are, "My truth emerges." Do this now. This simple act is a spiritual contract, telling the universe you are ready to receive the truth and the blessing that comes with it. This is your first step to reclaiming what was stolen. The reversal is already in motion. Between the moment you complete that ritual and the stroke of midnight tonight, the antagonist will make a mistake. They will reveal themselves. They will send an email to the wrong person. They will say the wrong thing to someone they thought was their ally. A piece of paper, a document that proves their treachery, will fall from a book, or be found in an old drawer. This is not chance. This is the divine reversal. You will know it because it will involve something small, something seemingly insignificant, that suddenly confirms a suspicion you have carried in your heart for months, maybe even years. The secret burden of proof you needed will be delivered to you. Like this video right now if you absolutely believe in the promise of divine intervention in your life. Do it now to seal the contract of the water ritual. Wait. Pause this video if you have to. What I was about to say is incomplete. There is something else. A more urgent truth that I am being shown right now, just for those of you who have made it to this exact moment. You are the chosen. The others have clicked away, gone back to the doubt and the scrolling. But you are here, and that means you are ready for the secret within the secret. Look at your hands right now. Just look at them. The lines on your palms. They tell a story of struggle, yes, but they were also shaped to receive a blessing that was stolen from you, a specific inheritance of peace and prosperity. You are about to take it back. The initial reversal I described, the mistake the antagonist makes, that is just the first layer of the shield crumbling. The deepest truth, the core of your power, is hidden beneath that. I spoke of a piece of paper that will expose them. But the truth is, that paper contains a detail that the antagonist themselves does not understand. It is a sealed addendum that goes beyond their simple plan. It is a spiritual map, not of the problem, but of the solution. They thought they could stop your flow by blocking a stream, but they failed to notice the hidden, ancient spring right beside it, a spring that runs deeper and cleaner than any other source. The will says you cannot drain the lake, but it says nothing about the spring. That is the source of your power, the untouched, infinite well of your blessings. The one who created this injustice believes this addendum was destroyed. They think the hidden spring of your true potential is forever sealed. But they will soon learn that it exists, and when they do, they will move with desperation to block you from claiming it. They will try to confuse you with noise and distractions. You have until sunrise tomorrow, before the rush of the world begins on a new day, to act on this divine knowledge. Do not delay. This knowledge is your power. Because you have stayed, because you have listened to the whispers of the divine, your reward is this secret. The path to the spring is marked by 3 things you already own but overlook every day. They are not physical objects. They are gifts of the Spirit. The first is a forgotten talent you used to love doing. The second is the name of the person who gave you the purest compliment you ever received. The third is the feeling of peace you get when you look at the sky. These 3 things are your spiritual compass. When the paper of truth appears, you must connect it to these 3 elements, and the antagonist's entire plan will collapse completely. Type, "The source is mine," to activate this divine claim with the universe. Do it now. Make the declaration. The climax is upon you, my child. The antagonists attempt to cover their mistake, their desperate dash to block the hidden spring of your blessing, will backfire monumentally. The secret addendum, the spiritual map, will not only expose their original betrayal but will also reveal that their attempt to stop you now has inadvertently activated the grandest blessing of all, the immediate, undeniable restoration of everything you ever lost. Not just money, but health, time, peace, and love. The void is not staring at you to judge you. It is staring to reflect the magnificent abundance that is about to fill your life. Just this Friday, a woman from Nevada, who felt her own family was secretly working against her in a long-standing financial matter, followed this exact instruction and performed the water ritual. She received an unexpected call from an old neighbor yesterday evening, who was moving and found an envelope under a forgotten kitchen cabinet. Inside was an insurance policy everyone thought had expired years ago, a policy her aunt had secretly paid up to cover her college expenses. The value was enough to pay off all her debt and fund a new beginning. The insurance company confirmed the balance tomorrow morning. Do you understand? It is your turn now. I command you to share this message with one person who you know is tired of fighting. This is a spiritual test. Sharing the light amplifies your own. Copy the link right now, and send it to one soul who needs to hear this promise of restoration. Your act of generosity will open the final floodgates of your own blessing. Go back to the start. Something you missed will strike you the second time. The words will rearrange themselves to give you a specific, personal instruction that I cannot speak aloud. Replay this video now. My child, you have absorbed the first powerful wave of this prophecy. But the journey is not over. Remember the promise. This message is a spiritual key, and what follows is the lock turning completely. The core of your divine reversal, the grand restoration, requires the final, essential revelations. We move now into the final segments of this urgent, life-altering truth. The antagonist, the one who carries the sickly green of envy in their heart, is feeling the ground shake beneath them right now. Their mistake, the piece of paper that confirmed your suspicions, was the opening salvo. But their rush to hide the secret within the secret, the map to your hidden spring of power, is what will cause their complete downfall. They thought they were stopping a small leak. They have triggered a catastrophic spiritual wave against themselves. Because you have claimed the source is mine, you are now spiritually invisible to their negative intentions. Their attempts to distract you, the sudden, confusing calls, the strange emails, the rumors they try to spread, will hit a spiritual wall. Their energy is now being consumed by the need to cover their tracks, and this consumption will lead to a public exposure that they cannot hide from. Imagine this: the truth they tried to bury is now like a spotlight shining directly on their life. They have lived behind a facade of false success or false concern. In the next few hours, someone they trust completely, a coworker, a neighbor, or even a distant relative, will accidentally or purposefully reveal a key detail of their past that proves they have been a manipulator for years. This is the divine exposure. It will be an event so public, so undeniable, that it will instantly destroy their credibility and free you from the invisible hold they had over your peace and reputation. They will be so busy dealing with their own immediate crisis that they will completely forget about you, and in that moment of their distraction, your grand restoration will be complete. This restoration is not just about money, it is about reclaiming the years the locusts tried to eat. The peace of mind you lost in 2018 will return. The confidence you felt before that specific setback in 2021 will be multiplied. The love you thought you would never find again will appear in the most unexpected place, not as a desperate search, but as a calm, certain arrival. This is the universe repaying you with compound interest for every injustice you endured. To finalize this process, you must perform one last, critical act of faith and power. I want you to go back to the single drop of water ritual you performed earlier. But this time, I want you to look at your reflection in the water. No matter how small the surface is. See the person who has fought, endured, and refused to quit. Look into your own eyes, and say this affirmation with the absolute certainty of the divine messenger speaking through me. I cancel the debt. I claim the spring. I am the source of my own light. Say it 3 times, loudly enough for your spirit to hear it. Do not wait until Monday for this. The angels are moving on your behalf between now and sunrise tomorrow. This message has a divine deadline. It is for this today. The spiritual window is closing at midnight. What happens in the next 3 hours will set the course for the rest of your year. Your attention right now is your most powerful asset. The grand climax is the moment of reversal itself. You will receive an unexpected communication. It might be a text from an unfamiliar number, an email from a person you haven't spoken to in years, or even a piece of physical mail. This communication will contain the solution to the financial or emotional problem you thought was permanent. It will be the evidence, the document, the missing name, or the opportunity that completely dismantles the antagonist's control over your situation. Just this Friday, a man from Texas, who felt his boss was secretly working against him and blocking his promotion for months, followed this exact instruction and claimed the source. He performed the ritual of affirmation. Yesterday afternoon, he received a phone call from an executive at a completely different company who had heard about his work through a casual conversation. The executive offered him a position that not only gave him the title he deserved but also included a salary increase of 30%. His previous boss was so preoccupied with covering his own tracks on a separate, minor issue that he didn't even notice the man's resignation until he was already gone. Do you understand? It is your turn now. I command you, as a final act of receiving this blessing, to share this message with one person who you know is tired of fighting. This is a spiritual test. Sharing the light amplifies your own. Copy the link right now, and send it to one soul who needs to hear this promise of restoration. Your act of generosity will open the final floodgates of your own blessing. Go back to the start. Something you missed will strike you the second time. The words will rearrange themselves to give you a specific, personal instruction that I cannot speak aloud. Replay this video now. Amen. Type Amen if you know your restoration has begun.